So recently I heard of a study, although it isn't a recent study, it's from 2013. But recently I heard of a study that determined one gene that appears to be connected to five major neuropsychiatric diseases. The gene is CACNA1C, and it is the gene in later research appears to be related to the neurons of newborns that sometimes die, and in this case, it affects neurons in the hippocampus. The hippocampus is related to learning, memory, mood, and anxiety. The reason I find this very interesting is because it obviously shows that there's a genetic connection, obviously much more complex, and this is just one gene. And as those of us who work in psychology and psychiatry and medicine know, that, gene is one thing, environment, how the genes connect with RNA, DNA, environment, person, all of that comes out personally in different presentations. But that being said, it is fascinating to me that these illnesses are connected through this gene. And anyone who works with clients and works with autism or anxiety or depression can tell you that it's not uncommon to see features of these other illnesses. Someone who does not have schizophrenia may have paranoia as part of their ADHD symptoms, even though they don't meet the criteria to be diagnosed with schizophrenia or any major paranoia. It just comes out, gently in other ways. And I think to me this makes sense, and that there are genetic connections in some of these diagnoses, and that is fascinating in the DSM, and why we kind of delineate, hey, this is this illness, but there might be features of this, even though they don't meet the full criteria. And that, is important, because it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, and it doesn't mean that our clients aren't dealing with other symptoms, even if their main diagnosis might be ADHD. They might have features, autistic features, and may not meet the criteria, but they still struggle with some of the symptoms around it. And so I think that's important to note in providing care, as much as why I think, yes, diagnosis and awareness is important, but sometimes exploring what that means to each person, and what their symptoms are, even if they don't fit any one criteria, that can be helpful too in helping people cope and learn more about what they're struggling with.